Welcome to Homestead Reflections, where I made this beautiful French Provincial into something absolutely amazing. It came from somebody's trash and went right into my car so I can make it a treasure. First thing is first, you have to give it a really good wash to get all the dust and cobwebs out of the drawers. And then I went in with a 100 grit sandpaper and gave it a nice little scuff sand to be able to get any nitty and gritties out of it, followed by primer. Now, priming your piece is probably the most important part, and I went ahead and did 1 to 2 coats of primer that I tinted gray. Since I was going to paint this furniture a creamy white, having a gray tint allowed me to see any flaws or spaces that I may have missed. In between each layer of my priming and my paint, I went ahead and did a nice 320 grit smoothing sanding so that it was nice and smooth like butter. Once I did that, I came in with some wood filler and found a few spots that I missed, which is very, very common. So I went ahead and filled it in, sanded it down, and repainted. And listen, as much as the paint sprayer will do majority of the paint spraying for you, you're always going to miss a few pieces. So make sure you look through your furniture and find those little nooks and crannies that you may have missed. The top of the dresser was something I really wanted to put a faux wood look to. So I started by doing a darker tan color than the rest of the dresser as a foundation base coat. Once that dried, I created a glazed look, which is a dark coffee gel stain as well as a polyurethane top coat. Then once I mix those two together, it creates this glaze. It is really easy to make, it is really easy to use, and it is one of my most fun things to do with dressers that don't have a natural wood grain itself. So once I mixed that up, I went ahead and applied it onto the top of my dresser. I used a hard bristle brush in deep strokes to go ahead and create a stroked finish, and then I came in with a soft broom head and feathered all of those hard strokes out. And the great thing about the gel stain is that it's very forgivable. So if I don't like it or if the strokes are too hard, I can come in and feather it as much as possible to be able to create that faux wood look. And this is what you get. You get this beautiful soft wood look that can go on any piece of wood that doesn't have a natural grain or has flaws in it and you can't utilize the wood grain. So that's one of my favorite things to do. Next thing I did was come in and give the hardware a new fresh look. They were silver and rusty, so I wanted to go ahead and give it a nice soft gold look to finish up so it complements the creamy white beige dresser. Of course, once I was done with that, I used an oil-based polyurethane top coat and gave it a few good top coat sprays on the hardware since, let's face it, hardware is going to have the most traffic on the dresser, and I want to make sure it's durable. As those dried, it was time to come in and do any finishing touches on the dresser. So any nicks or any smudges or even just some spots where I have missed, because this is white and anything that white, it is really easy to miss spots that you painted. So I just came in and gave it a spot check as well as another layer of top coat. And then when I was done with that, I installed my hardware, which was super easy because I didn't have to drill new holes and I didn't have to create a new space for the hardware. So it was pretty easy to get everything back in order. And this is what I was left with. A beautiful, refinished French Provincial dresser with a faux wood top to it. I went ahead and made sure that all the drawers were sanded down, well oiled. I did a lining in each drawer to give it a beautiful feminine look, and I could not be happier with this piece of furniture. The soft gold hardware really complements the wood top and the creamy white that the dress